I've never seen a Google Ads account with the right campaign structure, keywords, ads, ad groups, and landing pages all in place not succeed. And in today's video, we'll show you the exact structure we use for all of the service-based businesses that we're working with to get them as many leads as possible for the clicks that they're getting. So the first thing we're going to talk about is campaign structure. So all of the traffic that we're generating for this company is all coming from one campaign. And the only exceptions I ever recommend to having one campaign is if you're offering completely different services that are completely unrelated from one another at completely different price points, or if you want to run one campaign in a completely separate location from another, then those are the only two exceptions to the rule. But apart from that, I always recommend using one campaign for the most part where possible. The reason being is that you're able to optimize so much quicker. And in this campaign, we got to a point where we've been able to use target CPA a lot quicker than if we had the budget split up into multiple campaigns. Because, for example, in this campaign with a daily budget of £80 and we have a target CPA of £40, we know that on average we're going to expect to get at least 2 leads per day. Whereas if we had this budget split up into 4 campaigns, for example, each with a budget of £20 per day, then it would have been impossible for each campaign separately to get to the point where it had enough conversion data that we'd be able to use smart bidding with a target CPA in the first place. Whereas because we had all of our budget allocated to one campaign, we were able to optimize it a lot quicker and get this campaign the first 30 conversions of its campaign lifecycle within the first 30 days and make that switch over so much quicker. So, if possible, and you're using multiple campaigns, then consolidating them into one campaign makes a lot more sense than having them split up unnecessarily. The next thing we want to do then is make sure you have your keyword research done properly. And we recommend using the keyword planner for this. And we have plenty of other videos when it comes to keyword research on the channel. So we're not going to go into detail on it in this video. But let's just say you wanted to target a specific area as a service-based business as you would. For example, we'll just go with Manchester for this video. And what you want to do, for example, if you're a roofing company like this one is, what we can do is put in some keyword examples for the types of keywords that we know we want to appear for. So, for example, roofer near me, roof repair near me, chimney repair near me, and any of the other services that you offer. And then you can just press get results. And now, once you have all of your keyword suggestions, what you want to do is obviously go through all of the keywords that the keyword planner gives you. And what I usually recommend doing is downloading all of your potential keywords as a Google Sheet, because when you download your keywords as a Google Sheet, in my opinion, it just makes the whole process of going through them so much easier. Because, for example, you can just simply edit the size of this sheet so that everything's just clearly visible. So what I typically do is resize this column here to, for example, 300, just so you can see everything. And then once you have all of these keywords clearly displayed, it's a lot quicker to go through them all. And for example, if you don't offer metal roofing, you can just remove that. Same with, for example, fireplace repair. If you don't do that, then you can simply remove that keyword, and then you can go through the full list of keyword suggestions. You only need to keep the keywords that you actually want to target. And then what you want to do when you have that whole process done is that you might have a long list of potential keywords that you want to target for your campaign. But then what you want to do is split those keywords up by intent, and that's going to form the basis of your ad groups. So what you can do then is remove a lot of these columns here and then make new columns where you're going to organize all of your keywords into. So for example, you could have all of your chimney repair keywords in one column. You could have, roofer near me, roofing companies near me, and roofing contractors near me all together in a separate column, for which could be, for example, the roofer near me ad group, where the intent is just looking for a roofing company. And then you could have a separate column again for roof repair, which is going to be your roof repair ad group. And this way you already have all of your keywords good to go in separate ad groups. And the key to having your right keyword structure is making sure all of the keywords in each column all has the exact same intent, meaning that every keyword in the column all means the exact same thing. So any keyword in the same column as roof repair near me indicates the exact same thing, that they're looking to get roof repair near me. And now, just to show you the ad groups that we were using for this campaign, what we have done is for each of the main services that they're offering, we have service specific ad groups. And just to show you what some of the other ad groups look like then, so we'd have gutter replacement, new roof, roof repair. So these are the other service specific ad groups. So all of the keywords would be related to each of these services. But what we've also found works really well in a lot of campaigns is having location specific ad groups as well. And this works especially well for services like roofing, where someone might look for a roofing company near me, which doesn't indicate the specific service that they're looking for. And when somebody's looking for someone like, a plumber or a landscaper or a roofer, for example, they might just be looking for a roofer in their specific area. So instead of just having the one roofer near you related ad group, we found that a lot of people look for a roofer in the specific area that we're based in. And when we looked at all the different areas that we're targeting, we saw that a lot of people were looking for a roofer in their specific area. And we realized that if somebody searches for a roofer in their specific area and then sees an ad that says roofer in this area, then this ad is going to stand out a lot more than a generic ad that just says roofer near me. So that's why we found for a lot of service based businesses that having service specific ad groups like this and having location specific ad groups then like this is the best combination for ad group structure that we found works the best. And the reason why we have this many ad groups is because we're able to make much more relevant ads than what most likely their company's competitors are doing. Because, for example, just to show you another example of an ad group. So all of these keywords are related to roofer in Salford. And when you go to the actual ads then of this ad group, just to show you what the headlines and descriptions look like, because it's a call only ad, so we don't want to show the phone number. But we have local roofing expert Salford. So if somebody looks for a roofer in Salford, then they're most likely going to convert on an ad that mentions their actual place name rather than some random generic roofing ad. So having more ad groups in this way means that you're able to make much more relevant ads that they're a lot more likely to click and convert on rather than trying to just bunch a lot of keywords together in the one ad group that are somewhat related but not exactly meaning the same thing. So from this video, really the key to success is having clear alignment between the keywords that you're targeting, the ads that they go to, and then the landing page that they go to as well. Because we want to make sure to achieve the highest possible conversion rates that there's clear alignment from the very beginning between keyword, ad, and landing page. So if they look for a roofer in Salford and then they click on an ad that says local roofing expert Salford, and they land on a landing page then that says, for example, local roofing expert Salford, the chances of them are converting are a lot higher. And is why we have such a high conversion rate for this campaign, because there's clear alignment from start to finish. So the proper structure to use is that all of the keywords in each ad group all have the exact same intent. So that's the first thing you check. And then you just want to check that the ad copy for each ad group is highly relevant to all of the keywords in that ad group. And then lastly, as well, you want to just make sure that they go to a landing page that is highly relevant to the keyword that they search for and that the ads that they clicked on. So, for example, in the previous ad we just looked at, you could have something like local roofing expert Salford as the headline here. And then, for example, 20% off all roofing services, or depending on the type of roofing you offer, maybe it might make more sense to have an offer, for example, free roof inspection or free no obligation consulting quote. That's completely industry specific. The key point here is to just make sure that the landing page is highly relevant to the keywords and ads, and you do that especially using your headline. But also, as you go down the landing page as well, you could have something here, for example, roofing in Salford, and then a description of that underneath. And once you have your clear trust signals like your testimonials, and you make it extremely easy to get in touch by calling or filling out the form, then you should be able to get a lot more leads from the clicks that you're paying for, because you have clear alignment from start to finish by having clear structure between your keywords, ads, ad groups, and landing pages.